This is episode 75 of the Hybrid Coaching Podcast. In this episode, JK and I are going to be discussing how JK's solo race in Seoul went a little bit, as well as answering some listener questions we got over the weekend and about the last couple episodes. And then I finally reveal what my entire fitness race would look like if there was $1 million prize purse and I won the lottery to put it on. Let's make hybrid fitness work for you. How's it going today, JK?
That was a big one.
Yeah.
That was a big one.
I extended it. I carried it out long.
Yeah, you did. I'm well, thank you. Anthony, how are you going?
I'm good. So we did get a few questions this past weekend about how you were feeling and how we talked about how you were feeling before your Seoul race. And then we saw you go do Seoul. So let's start there today.
Yeah.
Let's start actually before we get into the questions. Why don't we just recap your Seoul race?
Yeah, sounds good.
We had
Straight to
recap.
it.
Yeah, we had a quick recap, you and me together afterwards, like shortly afterwards.
Yeah.
But otherwise it was a good race. And yeah, straight into it today.
Yeah,
JK doesn't
let's
have
do
a
it.
ton of time, and hopefully before my back's been hurting, so hopefully before the pain med, the Tylenol wears off.
That's right. Well, I want to I want to ask you about that actually as well. But yeah, it was a great weekend in Seoul, and I'm very glad I went over and raced. Even though that as we discussed last week, I wasn't feeling the best at the start of the week last week. And just to preface, like I felt back to somewhat normal by the end of the week leading into that race. So, and we'll get into like how and why in a second. But the race was great because if you're listening to this and you know that Josh Van Zeelen was there and ended up securing the win. So we had a great battle for most of the race, and if I think about it, I'm glad that Josh was there because it definitely would have got the best out of me out there as well. So and like I think. I'm not saying that if he wasn't, I wouldn't have ran what I ran, but it was just like a proper race. I was literally racing versus I guess time trialing, right? So um, yeah, it was interesting because I had the lead for most of the race, right up until the farmers carry. And what was going on was I was getting Josh on most of the stations, I guess, and um, he would claw his way back like very well, very well on the runs, and that kind of happened up until the farmers carry, and then he took the lead after the farmers carry and kind of like held that for the 25 seconds that he beat me by. So yeah, it was great, and first and foremost, kudos to him. He's definitely one of the up and coming athletes to watch over the next few years. I guess like to paint the picture even more. Like the race, like I think I said last week with yourself here, Anthony, like the reason why I went over was just because I just felt as if I wanted to race a proper high rocks, like be in the environment of a race before Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Rather than just like and we all know that we can try to replicate or we can try to create a race simulation at our gyms and wherever we're training and whatnot, but I'm the first to say you can't really replicate it You can't really replicate the actual event, and more so the mentality going into an actual race. Like I think that's the most important thing to understand is like, well, once you get to a Hyrox race as well, like due to the environment and the people and everything going on, like for me, it automatically shifts like a lot well, like shifts a lot mentally. So that was the reason going over, and just to make sure that I got another kind of like really good stimulus before Melbourne in 4 weeks. So that was a big tick. That's exactly what happened. Um, so yeah, it was a great mini trip. Literally got in Thursday and was back on home soil on Monday. Um, so yeah, it was good. Um, so yeah, the um the week last week, I guess. Yeah, I can't remember. We obviously did speak about um how I was feeling last week, Anthony.
Yeah.
Um, and kind of what I guess what unfolded, guys, is I and sorry, we obviously had a more of a deload slash down week, I'll call it, than what we were going to, because we were just going to um, pretty much train through the race. Um, but we decided to, due to the fact that I was feeling how I was feeling, to have a few deload days. I guess to be specific on like, so I did a 10K race last Sunday, and that was when I guess I started like I probably had symptoms before this, but like um, noticing like a lot of the overtraining like symptoms like on Sunday to then like we decided, okay, well, let's make sure that we de-stress as much as possible. So Monday and Tuesday was very minimal training whatsoever. I did like an active recovery little erg workout on Monday, and then I went for a swim with Georgie actually. And then Tuesday, I think I went for a easy jog and then another active recovery erg session. And then Wednesday, I started coming around a little bit more, and we we decided to test like my thresholds just to make sure that they were feeling okay for obviously going to Seoul. So I did a double threshold day on Wednesday, with a little bit less volume to then fly out and then kind of just move and prepare for the race. So I didn't necessarily do a lot, like if I'm thinking about what I normally do on a Thursday, Friday. So it was a very it was a deload week for me. Definitely a deload week because I only had one threshold day, one double threshold day, and then obviously the race on Saturday. Um, I guess like coming around to like what this means and the actual like um if you know if you've ever thought that you've overtrained um or you're thinking that like your body's not responding to your training. And that's, I guess, what was going on. And to just, this is the first thing I'll say, like when we say overtrain, to me, it's like the opposite. You can overtrain, but it's solely more, you're literally under recovered. So, which is the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Well, it means that you need to recover more. And I guess what we thought last week was that, well, hang on, like I hadn't necessarily had um a rest day for 3 weeks. For a whole 3 weeks, I did not have a proper rest day, so we didn't allow my body to absorb all the training and the stimulus that I was putting it through. So it's kind of like, well, you need to do whatever you need to make sure that your body de-stresses, allows it to absorb all the work. And there's no right, like there's no like linear kind of like book to follow or Bible to follow there. It's like, no, you need to listen to your body, how you feel. That could take 2 days, could take 2 weeks, which is the hardest thing about it, right? Because it's um it's personal. It's uh it's personal, um but um but yeah, it's an interesting one because like I think I said last week as well, I feel like I this is my second time that I have felt this type of under recovered state. I've been in this under recovered state. Second time over the last um 3, 4 years. And I'm lucky, I guess, that um I think I'm very intuitive that I end up um picking that up quite early. Um to the point where let's just call like let's just use the analogy of like I've dug myself a hole where um I'm not recovered well enough, but the hole isn't that deep. I think if I kept going and going and going, I would have kept digging and digging and digging, and then it's obviously harder to get out of that hole. So I mean, that's just well, not example, yeah, that that's just um like an example of, hey, like if you're starting to feel symptoms of overtraining, it's better to listen to that and not just keep going, keep at it, because it could be harder to get out of it then. Um, I think I said last week, Anthony, I don't know if I did. But there's so many like signs that I didn't realize until now, like until afterwards. And one of the signs actually, and my physio pointed this out, due to the fact that he used to be a pro triathlete, and this was one of his big signs when he used to kind of know that he's under recovered, was that he used to stop naturally nagging his partner. And when I say nagging, right, it's just like playful, kind of like joking, kind of like charismatic, like behavior. And just to like preface, like that's what Georgie and I like together, right? And if I look back like even like 2 weeks ago, like and Georgie outlined, yeah, like I knew something was either up or you weren't your normal self for a week or so. Um, and I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, like that was one, like that could have been a definite sign because I wasn't my like I guess like playful, like cheerful self with Georgie. And that to me that was like or to me that's like a very important um part of who I am. And if that's just gone, there's something up, you know? But then of course, like all the other signs, like resting heart rate or like your heart rate being suppressed, HRV, not sleeping well, not having an appetite, which was like the massive thing for me. Like normally I eat a lot. For some reason, I just was not hungry at all. So um, so yeah, so there you have it. That's kind of the story of the last couple of weeks. And um, but to conclude, I'm still very glad that I raced over in Seoul and got that done, and back to the drawing board now.
Nice. You're happy you raced in Seoul. We've overcome like what you were feeling, right? Uh,
Yep.
as far as your race in Seoul goes, did you feel during the race, did you think about it at all? Like, oh no, I'm not recovered enough. I'm not hitting where I should be, or I'm feeling like the effects of this. Were you concerned about it?
No, like to be completely honest, not like during the race. The only thing I was like, because of the actual like how the race was unfolding, all I was thinking about is making sure that I was trying to extend my lead on Josh, to be completely honest, and trying to push. So like during the race, I was racing, right? But by the back end of the race, not it wasn't as if my mind went to, oh my God, like my symptoms of like overtraining had come on, but like I noticed that I didn't have my running kind of normal bounce by the fifth, sixth, seventh run, I guess. Like that's okay because it was a it will every race is important to me. Every race is important to me, but the purpose of the race on the weekend was to get a good race stimulus and end of discussion, like full stop, period, right? So feeling that out there was like, okay, like is what it is. Don't have my bounce today. That's okay. Let's still get the job done. And so yeah, like and um we've discussed that, Anthony, of course, and um, yeah, that could be due to a number of things. So yeah, but I felt fairly good out there on most of the stations, and um, I guess still being able to hit a 55 whatever I did um, shows that I'm like everything's going in the right direction, I guess. So
Yeah, and I would say even there after how you were feeling and then still hitting that 55. I think I told you this the other day, right? That in your last 8 races, 9 races, you've only had one time that's slower than 55:40.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah,
Um, so I mean, you're extremely consistent, and so now we're just working on getting getting through the higher end plateaus. Not really a
yeah.
plateau, but the higher end ceilings where they are, you know?
I think like the more and more time goes on in this sport, um, the more and more I understand that like consistency is going to win out at the end of the day. And I remember Anthony, I don't know how long ago this was, and maybe we've discussed it multiple times, but I remember you saying to me early on when we started working together, um, is that one of the roles or one of the things and objectives that we're trying to do is decrease what your worst to your best could be. Is that right?
We're trying
Right?
to
Like
raise your floor. So raise
raise
your
your
floor
floor.
up so that you're always getting your bad performance is always getting better and your good performance
Exactly.
can always like outshine.
Exactly.
So
And like,
I just looked it up actually. 8 of your last 11 races have been 55:40 or below, and of those, seven of your last eight have been. So like your last times, I'll just go backwards order. 55, 25, 54, 46, 55, 27, 53, 24, 57, 27, 55, 16, 53, 53, 55, 40.
55, 40. Yeah. Yeah.
So
So we're trying
especially
to, what did you just say? We're trying to raise the
we're trying to
ceiling,
raise your floor so that
trying to raise
like
the floor. Yeah.
your
Yeah.
ceiling like takes time to increase, right? But if we raise your floor so that if you ever have a bad race, it's still competitive, still like you'll never drop below a certain value, right? Like
Yeah.
hitting a your worst race is going to be a lot of people's best race.
Right. Yeah. And that's what we're trying to achieve, I
And you just
guess.
got to
Yeah.
keep going and then get you competitive so that when somebody else has their best race, you can have their best race. The goal is
Yeah.
to be the person that like if you have your best race, you win. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. If you like you want to be the person that everybody else hopes makes a mistake.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. 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 And hey, like
Puts
we've
pressure on you,
seen it.
but
Well, yeah. But hey, like let's be honest, we've seen it. We've seen it in the men's field. Let's just talk in the men's field over the past even just year. We've had multiple winners of major event majors. And then the podium or people underneath are probably just 1% off, or not probably not even 1% off, and that's the reason why they didn't win. Like someone like like Alex obviously winning, he obviously won Amsterdam this time last year, and then obviously won in Hamburg. He was obviously on those 2 days, but then he and it looked like he can speak for himself, but he would probably say that he was definitely off for most of the year, apart from those two races. Myself, like in Hamburg, I was definitely like there, but not 100% there. I'm just making this up. I was 95% there. And due to the fact that I was 5% off, that placed me fourth. Tim Vinish has been the same, right? He's won a few, and obviously when he has, like he's been on, and when he's been just off, he's been 1% off. But yeah, so like it's interesting, especially in the male field, like. Um, Especially there's obviously like maybe I'd probably say five or six athletes who, when they're on, and then even if we're off by 1%, it shows. So we're trying to make sure that we're not showing that though.
and all you guys, like the men especially, you guys are your fitness level too. Like it's coming down to who's racing which strategy, which one. Because like your guys' fitness level is there. The goal, right, is have the best fitness level, but you still have to pick the right strategy. Because if you pick a
Mm.
certain way to race and somebody else surprises you with a different way, or you end up with any other way, like they do something unexpected that makes you have to overwork at a point you weren't expecting to, then
Yeah,
it kind of means that you're being dictated to instead of doing the dictating of the race, right? So you end
yeah,
up um, out of your comfort zone and you have the fitness to cover it up, or you have to like make a sacrifice there. So it's changing the race and the men's field, especially the men's field. The women's field is like it too, though, because everybody on that start line has an opportunity to win. Like
mm,
just because you believe you can win, everybody else there can too.
yeah.
Like you're not
That's right.
saying, like by the other men too, like you're not saying that just because you think you can win doesn't mean that they can't. It's just that like you have the ability to win, but they also are there. Like they have the
Yeah,
the ability to win as well. And it's going to come down to whose day it is, who prepped right, and what tactics are employed the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Yeah,
your guys' fitness is all so similar.
correct. Yeah, correct. I thought I was thinking that on the weekend. It's especially now, like with the field being so tight, it's more about okay, like who can get the most out of their fitness on that day, tactics. Um,
I I'm gonna be honest. There's four majors, there's two regionals, and there's a world championship. That's seven races. On the men's and women's side, I would not be surprised to see not just seven different winners,
yeah,
but seven different podium combinations.
yeah.
Like
It's that.
absolutely possible.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be honest, I would probably think right now there's probably more of a chance that that could happen in the men's more than the women's. And that's just my opinion. But you're right, like the women are like most of the women are obviously like there as well. So, but you're right, like even like last thinking about the men's podiums last year, it was drastically changing every race. So, um, yeah, it's it that and it makes the sport exciting then, right? Like knowing that there's five, six, seven athletes that could potentially win.
I mean, yeah, just look at the gaps too. Like you were 20 seconds behind Hide, like Dylan and Ronk were only 15 seconds apart, maybe not even.
Yeah,
Uh, Vivian was 13 seconds behind Joanna. Like those
yeah,
are small margins.
yeah,
Um, they can be made up in the race somewhere. They can
easily,
be
yeah,
easily made up. So it's like even a minute is like that can be made up, that
yeah,
like 40 seconds is one bad move, like that's
yeah,
it. So there's a there's a big like traffic jam coming.
mm,
And I
yeah,
guarantee like you go to Melbourne, if not every single one of those guys, you know, 12 of those 15, if not all of them, they believe I'm getting my qualifying spot here. Like
yeah,
every single like that's what it is. They're all looking like Melbourne's probably going to be top 5, top 4 have to get it, you know,
yeah,
to get their spot and that's that every guy believes they can be there.
absolutely. And damn right they should as well.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're not going into it like thinking that, then I question it, right? So yeah, which is exciting because what Melbourne's only four weeks away. Four
Is
weeks
it
away this
four
Friday.
and a half? Yeah.
Yeah.
4 weeks
So
by the time this comes out.
yeah.
All right, so moving on to the next thing before we go. High Rocks Chicago is this weekend. So is
Yes.
Shanghai and Bordeaux. Oh, whoops. No, those are next weekend.
That's
Sorry.
next weekend.
Dublin and Chicago are this weekend.
Yeah.
Um, but I am going to be in Chicago. And so, just a real quick, I haven't done it yet because I don't know if it's posted. Do you want to see what the starting list is of Chicago?
Yeah, please. That'd be
See if it's
great.
up yet.
Now the pro races are on Sunday, aren't they?
Pro races are on Sunday. So let's see. Let's start with men. If we sort by bib number, it should be everybody in the first heat with a pro card. Um, so just going to list names that I recognize: Mark Polzine, Marcus Wallace, uh, Grayson Kilgore, Cole Walkington, Jack Driscoll, Clement Puad Kennard, um, let's see, Dawson Miller, Colin Stiefer, Ryan Kent, Cole Learn, James Muscart. I think he's a
Yeah,
CrossFitter.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, so I mean, that's the first heat of men.
Yeah,
So really
that's
some
stacked.
that's some big names. That's going to be a good
Yeah.
race. I'm excited. Oh, we're not going to be there to watch it because I'm going. We're leaving that night. I don't think I'll be able to
That's
watch the race.
Sunday evening, is it?
Yeah, it's Sunday evening. I think we leave pretty late. Maybe I'll be there for the start of it. Let's see, the 7:10. No, I think that's the time of our flight. Maybe our flight. We'd probably be heading to the airport at that time.
Yeah.
All right, let's go check the women. So the women's race should also be good. Lauren, my wife, obviously, she's going to be there. She's racing. Camilla Massa, Gabrielle Nakora Baker.
Yeah.
She did good in Boston. Is she hanging out in the U.S.?
I think she is actually. Yeah, I think she is.
I'm trying to look at other names I recognize. Alex Susi. Sorry if I don't recognize your name. Michelle Navarro, Alex Chabot, Morgan Schultz,
Yeah.
Pamela Fox. Yep, that's the first heat. Uh,
Nice.
so also like gonna Tara Jackson. Oh, she's in the first heat. There we go. Don't know why that wasn't changed. So that's gonna be good. That's gonna be some good people running there too. I'm looking at the second heat now. It's like Imogen Cross. There's a couple names. Brooklyn Nichols. If not in the first heat, I wonder if they just don't have their pro card yet. So
Yeah.
make sure you guys get those. If you are expecting or think you'll ever be in the elite, you should definitely get that pro card before the race to get yourself in
Yeah.
that first heat, because that's how your times count.
The yeah, sorry, those two races are stacked and it'll be exciting for you on Sunday. Um you'll be there with Lily.
Yep, Lily and I will be
Yeah.
there, rooting on, cheering on. We'll be there Saturday a little bit in the venue too,
Yeah.
but mostly there Sunday
Yeah, cool.
for the racing.
Um and then Dublin's on this weekend as well, which actually starts to
Dublin's a long
uh
event. It's going Wednesday to Sunday.
yeah, yeah, 5 days. Which I'm assuming is gonna be stacked as well with all the Brits and the
So
Europeans.
yeah, so I just pulled it up. So we'll talk about the men here. Racing in Dublin, it says Sadiq AlphaTauri, Alan Plo, Martin Ethenhoven, Emilio Aguayo, uh, Graham Holiday, Mark Dean.
Nice.
Uh, yeah, there's a lot of names here. Uh, sorry guys, I didn't go through this beforehand. I should have gone through and collected these names. These are some good people racing this weekend. If anybody does know where you can watch or have a live stream, go ahead and shoot us a message. Let us know. I will
Yeah.
be, like I said, I'll be in Chicago, and I may or may not try to live stream depending on how busy it is and how difficult it is with holding Lily.
Yep.
So do that. Women racing in Dublin, at least on the start list, Jade Skillen, uh, Manuela Garcia Caparros, Annabelle Obank, Tanya Strohschneider. Mm, yeah, don't see any others. Names that I recognize in the first heat, at least.
So when is the last race to qualify for Melbourne?
3 weeks out. So
Next
the
week, I
last
think.
race to qualify should be not this coming weekend, the Chicago Dublin one, but the weekend after, so that the last races to qualify should be Bordeaux, Dallas, and Shanghai.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah.
So. Cool. Um, all right, JK, let's answer a couple of questions we got.
Sure.
Um, and then I did write out I
Oh,
wrote
you
out
got
my
them.
hybrid fitness race, guys. So
There we
my
go.
race for my race for $1 million. If anybody, if I ever win the
Wants to
lottery,
sponsor.
I'll put
Yeah.
$1 million to the winners of this. But I have to win the lottery. So here we go. The first question we got, actually, this one I didn't write down, but I'm recalling it off the top of my head because I answered it somewhere else. Uh, oh, actually, it's in my town hall notes here. So I got two questions, mostly directed at you. Um, so where'd it go? Okay. Here's one. Interesting to hear JK talk about threshold speed in his vlog. He says that he runs between 328 to 339 speed in sessions. Can someone or Anthony answer why is it that range? How did you decide which pace is best day by day? I thought that threshold was a set pace that you stick with. Thanks. I haven't
Do you want
watched
to
your most
go?
recent vlog yet, so that's on my treadmill next up.
I mean, do you want to go or me?
So I'll tell you how I answered it before is that
Yeah.
the way I look at it is that your threshold, if you're testing, and it should be testing, if you're going by feel, then it's by feel, right? But if you tested that your threshold is 328 per kilometer, right?
hmm
Um,
Hang
think of
on, wait.
that
Threshold as in like your anaerobic
we'll
or
just say LT1.
okay. Yeah.
Because I think your LT2 is faster than that. But whichever one you're basing off of your runs, right? Um, so let's say it's 328, because that's the number you referenced apparently in your vlog. If it's
Yes, correct.
328 and you're supposed to be running your intervals at that, I look at that as your maximum pace. I'm not allowed to go faster than that. I'm
That's
allowed to
correct.
go slower and up to that pace, but don't cross that pace. um, as long as I run all my intervals that session at that speed. So like if I get started, I get warmed up, and I'm like, I think 328 would be too much for me today. I'm gonna take it at we'll just say 335,
Yeah.
335 per kilometer, and you run that and you run that every single interval, and then at the end you're like, I had about two intervals left. That was perfect. Or
Yeah.
then that was the right call for the day. Or if you're like, oh, I have a lot more left, then you were a little bit low, but that's okay. You still got a majority of the benefit. The next
Correct.
session, go up a little bit,
Yeah.
but don't cross that 328.
It's exactly like my thinking when I was talking in the vlog. Like the reason why I said 328 to 339 is because you're correct. My LT2, my higher end at my anaerobic threshold is slightly higher than that. But I said 328 because there's no point even going like close to um my anaerobic pace because if I do, I could tip over to more of a VO2 max or speed stimulus where I'm not getting the benefits from threshold training then. So 328 to 339 because of obviously 339 is close to my LT1 pace. And there you go, like the last, I don't know, the last year at least, I've been running my thresholds in between that range, 328 to 339. Um, yeah, like and it's hard because like some days I do feel better than others, and everyone should have better days running their thresholds than others. But that, and I think I said that, or we've said this lately. That doesn't mean you go up in pace. That doesn't mean you change pace and whatnot. You only change pace when you test again. And as Anthony just said, like the the question you should always ask after your threshold session is, okay, could I have done two more sets? And if the answer is yes, that's a perfect threshold session.
Yeah. Nice. So I think that is a good answer here. So the next question I had, again, referencing you, um, hi team, just listened to your podcast with JK and felt the same issue this week. I've been training pretty consistently for a while now, prepping for Melbourne, completing 95 to 100% of the prescribed work, and having a full rest day on Thursday. Just this week, felt like I needed an extra rest, but pushed on Monday, yesterday, and then started today's monostructural, completed a 55-minute run, decided to pull the pin. Had nothing to give. In saying that, I'm 51. Is it any harm in needing an extra day or two to freshen up and not affect the training that I've banked up? And considering Melbourne is only 5 weeks away.
First and foremost, if you're 51 and doing, I'm assuming the hybrid engine, geez, pat on the back. If I'm 51 and still with you, Anthony, I'll be a happy man. So congrats for that first and foremost.
JK, you're what, 20 years away from 51?
19 years
19.
away. Thanks very much. Um, that's ages away, but
Just, dude, don't say that. Amy Belavacqua, she's
I know.
51 and she's doing it.
Kudos to her. Kudos to her,
You
because
got a 20 years left in your career, buddy,
oh,
or
dude,
more.
I hope even half that would be nice. But I don't know. Like, I think I personally know that, right? What we're trying to do, we are riding the line of overtraining like a lot, and especially if you're either with myself as an athlete or Anthony, like do we do we do respect and program accordingly to the respected volume that we believe that you guys should do. And what that means is, well, you got to ask yourself, is it just like, okay, like, am I tired today? And is it just tired because of just the work that you're putting in? And sometimes the answer is, okay, I'm tired, but that's okay. And you've got to push, not push, but you've just got to live with it, or be okay with feeling that. But then also on the other end of the spectrum is this tiredness been around, or tiredness, let's call it tiredness, fatigue, all of the above, like been around for a while. Okay, like um if it has, then listen to it, and having an off and a active recovery day, lowering the volume, lowering the intensity is what to do. I also think if it's popped up a few days in a row, like um, the thought of, oh shit, like, do I have, do I have, um, the drive or the energy or the drive today? Then if that's popped up, if that's a question that's popped up in your head 3 or 4 days in a row, I think after 3 or 4 days, you should listen to it. Um, but
Yes.
Anthony, right? Like, it's so personal what like the answer to it, because
And that's a really good point there. Is that like, I don't know about you, JK, but when I prescribe the work as well, I say it's 3 days on, 1 day active recovery or off. 2 days on, 1 day active
one
recovery or
day,
off. So
yeah,
you should be getting a down active recovery or rest day every third or fourth day, right?
mm,
So if you're powering through and you're going 6 straight days before you have one, that's when you get a little bit tired. Make sure that that day that you are powering through is still a deloaded day. You can move, you can make it aerobic and move, but
yeah,
still make sure that it's lighter intensity and that you're recovering properly, fueling, eating, like hitting everything
yeah,
you need to. Because you can still get a lot of benefit out of doing that, but it still needs to be like, hey, these other days have this higher amount of resistance training and repetitive movement. We need to manage that.
Correct. Yeah. The other thing I talk to my athletes about just quickly is like, okay, if you normally train in the mornings, um, and one good thing to try to think about is, okay, well, why don't I have a sleep in? Why don't wake up and get after it this morning? Go about your day, and then after work, after your day, reassess and go, okay, like, all right, 5 p.m. hits. Do I actually feel like doing something? Do I actually feel like moving? Do I actually feel like training? The answer is yes. Go for gold. But allow you like allow yourself that extra, let's just say 12 hours of recovery, hopefully during that day, by not waking up and getting after it. And that 12 that extra 8 to 12 hours of just like recovery and just like time might actually help as much as like having a proper full day. To me, like I think having a full day off, I think we talk about, or having a rest day, but doesn't have to be a full day either. It could be half a day, and you still get some work done in in the afternoon.
Right. So that yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, you don't have to have a full day. And if you usually do double sessions and maybe your down day, you just want one, and it's
Yeah.
just maybe spin on the bike, go on the stair step or incline walk, like something like that. That's fine.
Yep.
Uh,
Exactly.
all right. So I know you don't have a bunch of time. I'm gonna read these last two comments we got just on our last episode, and then we'll come back to the past comments on another episode. But JK, let's talk a little bit to, we'll get to my hybrid fitness race.
Yeah,
Um,
please. Got
so
time.
the one of the last comments, hi Anthony, love the podcast. I've always said the Nordic Trek is faster. Glad I got confirmation. Out of interest, which models do you have? I don't know the exact models I have. I have one that is goes up to 40% incline and minus 6%
Oh,
decline. Um, so it's a real steep hiker. And it goes up to, I don't remember if it goes up to 12 or 15 miles per hour, but it's a pretty robust treadmill. I don't know what the name of it is. It's a newer model. Got it this year. Pretty good deal, actually, at a clearance place. So it works really well. It just, that's the one that I'm usually running on. And I know it's almost a mile per hour fast.
okay.
Um, other comment we got, guys, why not use a foot pod to solve the treadmill inconsistency issue? That would help with identifying it as we're going. So if we put a foot pod connected to whatever watch or data tracker that we were using, then yeah, it could work. But I don't want to be sitting there staring at my watch. I want to be able to set a treadmill and
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just like to know about where it's at. So that's
Yeah.
why I measure it. Um,
Cool.
so that I can measure where I'm at on the treadmill without having to think about it and continually look at my watch.
Yeah.
Okay. JK, remember what we talked about with these fitness races?
Hmm.
All right. So here's my fitness race, and here's my criteria for it. I think it'll take the professionals an hour 45 to 2 hours to complete. It'll be the masses, maybe up to 4 hours.
Yep.
Um, I didn't really want to have a rower or a skier. I wanted it to
Oh,
be, but I did put the bike in there. So the bike that I had, at first envisioned maybe like either a bike course off to the side and everybody can bring their own bikes, or like just those, you put a bike on like one of those wheel things. But
oh yeah.
a lot of people don't have experience with that and they probably would fall. And I don't
Yeah.
want injuries. So instead, I'm just going to say it's a stationary bike,
C2
well
bike.
maintained and well cleaned concept two bikes is what we'll go with.
Cool.
Um,
Yep.
no, you know what? I want full body, so I'm gonna say let's
Echo.
go with the Assault Air Bike.
Assault. not
Salt
Echo.
air bike. Yeah, let's go with salt. I think it's a little
Okay.
bit more forgiving to body size than the Echo bike is.
True. Fair.
Um, every run is done on a 500-meter lap,
Yep.
and the the immediate out arch, if you were to do an out arch or like where it starts, there's three successive walls that are 12 feet apart. They're all 4 feet high,
Hmm.
and you have to do burpee over wall, burpee over wall, burpee over wall. So every 500 meters, you're doing three burpees over the wall in every single run.
Wow. That's
So
cool.
So in the runs, there's 2Ks and 1Ks. So in the 1Ks, you would be going over the three successive walls twice. In the
Yep.
2Ks, you'd be going over them 4 times.
And you're only doing one, you literally just got to go chest to ground, jump over, run again. Yeah. So it's just
Well,
one
chest to
burpee.
ground, jump over, chest to ground, jump over, chest to ground, jump over, run,
Ah,
chest to
so it's
ground, jump.
excessive. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so
Gotcha.
they're all like 12 feet apart, maybe a little
Yep.
bit more, but like not too much. But they're all within like a 15 to 20 meter zone. So
Yep.
you're running like 480 meters, and then you have this 20 meters of
Okay.
down over, and that's every
Yep.
lap. So it
Yep.
breaks up your running.
Yep.
All right. So that's just every single run. When I talk about the runs, you're doing that on all the runs, okay?
Yep.
All right.
I like it.
Three, two, one, go. The first thing you do is 2K, right to the walls, and then 2K. So you got 4 laps, so 4 times over the wall, right into a 5 kilometer bike. So you're on the bike for 5K,
5K. Yep.
into a 1K run,
Yep.
and then you go to your like first actual station, which is 25 meters. You have to yoke carry down,
Yep.
and all the yokes will be set to the bottom. So you have to pick up the yoke to your shoulder height that you want it at. So you can go
Yep.
shorter or higher, and then put the pins in, carry it
Yep.
down. And then there'll be a D ball at both ends. You have to put the D ball over the yoke bar. So the lower you set the
Hmm.
bar, the lower the D ball has to go. But you do D ball over the yoke bar 15 times, carry the yoke back, D ball over the yoke bar 15 times, and then you're on your next
Right.
run.
How heavy is the D ball?
So the yoke for men, like we'll just call it men prescribed, pro men, would have 180 pounds added to the
Yep.
yoke. So that's a 45 on each post,
On each. Yep.
which means that the yoke is 360 pounds in total. The
Yep.
women would have 25 pounds on each post, so it's 100 pounds added to the yoke, or 280 pounds in total. And
Hmm.
the open women would be like 0 pounds on the yoke. So it's just the yoke, which is 180
Yep.
pounds itself. Uh, the D ball would be 100 pounds for men, 70 pounds for women.
Nice. Nice
Um,
weight.
so
Yep.
you do yoke carry 25 meters, 15 D balls over the yoke, 25-meter yoke carry, 15 D balls over the yoke. You're on your next run. Your next run is a 1K with those walls and burpees.
Hmm.
Into the next station is 12 rope climbs to 20 feet,
Wow.
30 box jump over, step down, 6 rope climbs to 20 feet. The ropes in my head, there's a big truss framework, and there's 6 ropes set up for each lane. And
Yep.
and the ropes are cut. So there's giant pads. The ropes are up to 20 feet. There's giant pads. The ropes
Yeah.
are cut. The pads are probably 2 feet thick, right? So
Yep.
if you fall, you land on these pads. But the the ropes are cut to 5 feet, so there's no tail on the ground.
Hmm.
And your first couple poles are going to have to be legless in order to get to the lock. Or if you can jump high enough to be able to lock high.
You can.
So it's 5 feet off the ground. So there's a 15-foot rope hanging 20 feet from the truss. You
Yep.
have to go up, and there's going to be a target. I like the high rocks targets. You have to touch the target, and it'll tell you if it counts. So if you miss
Yes.
the
Correct.
target, it's a digital sensor. So if you miss, or you like double tap or something, it'll show the counter, and you have like the person can take it off, but you have to go up, hit the target.
Yep.
And if you miss the target or you miss the sensor, it won't count. You got to do it again.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And so there's 6 ropes. You do all 6 ropes. and then you do all six ropes back. So the
Okay.
last one you do twice, right? You go six
Yeah.
down, six back, then you box jump over 30 times, and then you do the six ropes again, and then
Yeah.
you're off on your next run.
Sorry, burpee box jump or just box jump?
Just box jump.
Just box jump. Yep.
Okay. And then you're off on a 1K run. Your next 1K run, again, with the 500 meters and the burpees over the wall and the run. And the next one is you're going to do there's a 25-meter lane, right? Same type of distance as the yoke carry. You do 10 sandbag ground to overhead.
Okay.
Then you put the sandbag on your back and you walking lunge 25 meters. Then you do 10 sandbag ground to overhead, walking lunge 25 meters, 10 sandbag ground to overhead, 25 meters, 10 sandbag ground to overhead, 25 meters. So four times.
4 times.
So down, back, down, back.
Weight.
The sandbag for the men would be 70 pounds, and for women would be 50 pounds. So
Okay,
just
so
like 32
same
kilos and
21
24 kilos.
quadrants, yeah. Yep.
Um,
Yep.
23 kilos. And then after that station, you go to a 2K run and into another 5K bike.
Okay. Yep.
And
2K
then
run,
after the
5K walk.
Yeah. So basically you did 2K run, 5K bike, you did the 1K run with those three stations. Now you're doing another 2K run with a 5K bike. Then you're doing a 1K run again, and then you do 100 meters of D-ball bear hug carry. So now you hug
Hmm.
the D-ball, you bear hug carry it 100 meters. You do 100 wall balls, and then you do 50 meters D-ball bear hug carry and 50 wall balls.
Wow.
And
That that's gonna be that's gonna that's gonna be taxing.
yeah. So the D ball carry is same D ball, 100 pounds for men, 70 pounds for women.
Yep.
Then you do another 1K run and you do 20 hex bar deadlifts. Okay. So you got a hex bar, you got to do 20 deadlifts.
Yep.
You carry the hex bar 100 meters. So farmer carry the hex bar 100 meters. Then you do 10 hex bar deadlifts and then 50-meter hex bar carry. Okay.
Yep.
So it's basically a farmer carry, but with the hex bar, and you have to do deadlifts on each end of it.
Yep.
Well, it'd be different, 25-meter distances. Um, and then you go into your final 1K run, and then you do 20 dumbbell devil presses. Oh, sorry. The weight for the hex bar deadlift would be
Hmm.
I think most hex bars are like 30 or 50 pounds. So it'd be 220 pounds for men, 150
Yep.
pounds for women. So 100 kilos and what is that? 70 kilos?
60, 60,
Yeah, it
70.
should be
Yeah.
like 100. It should
70.
be like 100 kilos and 70 kilos.
Yep.
Um, and then the final 1K run, and then you do 20 dumbbell devil's presses. So two dumbbells, 200 double unders, 10 devil's presses, 100 double unders.
Wow.
And then you
Okay.
finish with a 2K run.
Wow. Finish with the run.
Finish with the
Finish with
run.
the 2K run with those burpees as well.
Yep.
Gee, one, that's a long event, and two, 1 hour 45. Did you say 1 hour 45 for
I
the?
said 1 hour 45 to 2 hours, I think it would take.
Yeah, cool. I like it. I like the variance of the movements and yeah, it's good.
I I think it could be done indoors in a big enough facility, but also I think it's doable if I just don't know where you would find a 500-meter track. If you
Yeah,
had a
that's the only
500-meter
thing.
track with like a
Yeah,
football or grass turf field or something
yeah,
in the
that's what I'm
center,
picturing.
this would be cool.
That's what I'm picturing. Um, I like it. I like it. So if anyone out there has some extra funds and wants to help either Anthony or I get our fitness event up and running, let us know. Let us know. I reckon.
How do you think you do? You think that'd be good for you or not so good? What do you think the hardest thing for you would be?
Um, some of the carrying stuff, I think I'd have to train for a little bit more. Rope climbs, I'd have to train specifically for as well. But I think I'd go all right. There's enough running and there's enough, like work, like just grunt work. So, um, yeah,
So it's 12K of running.
yeah,
So in 12K, you're looking at you did 24 laps. So 24 laps times three burpee wall overs, you're looking at
that's
72 burpee wall overs.
yeah. There you go. So it's yeah, and yeah, it's actually more than what I thought. That's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
What would be your favorite station?
Um, well, I like rope climbs. I'm not necessarily like good at them, but I do like the rope climbs. Um, and
You
then
know, you think you'd like ending with the devil's presses and double
yeah,
unders?
sorry, yeah, the devil press as well. Yeah, yeah, I love the devil press actually. Um, there you go.
Nice. Devil press weight, guys, by the way, I don't know if I said it would be 50-pound dumbbells for men, 35-pound dumbbells for women. So it's a little heavier.
Yep,
And that's two
yep,
dumbbells, not one.
yeah, good. Good weight, good heavy weight.
Yep. All right. So it only took 3 weeks, but that's
Yeah,
3 or 4 weeks. But
there.
that's my hybrid fitness event.
There we
If I get
go.
an opportunity to do this, if my back starts feeling better, we will. I'll do it.
Have a crack.
I think I could do actually all of this here at my house except for the rope climbs. I don't have a 20-foot
Yeah,
rope.
yeah, yeah.
So,
All right.
all right, guys. Well, JK, have a good week.
Thank you. Yeah.
And we talked a little bit earlier, but we might have a special guest, maybe not next week, but the week after.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it sounds good.
We'll see
Yeah.
if it lines up, and we'll get to know him and we'll talk a little bit. But I'll be in Chicago this weekend, so swing by and say hi, guys, if you see us. Like always, I'll have the Hybrid Engine t-shirts, and uh, thanks for giving us a listen. And if you get a chance, go check out one of our programs here.
Yep, for sure. Best of luck on the weekend to Lauren and best luck to everyone who is racing either Dublin or Chicago.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Hybrid Coaching Podcast. If you'd like to reach out and get in contact with us, you can email the Hybrid Coaching Podcast at gmail.com, or you can find us on Instagram either at the Hybrid Engine or at jk.jameskelly. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.